Just mute the mic. All right. If it is Monday night, it is the Wrestling Forum. Hello, friends. Ridiculously Over Anthony Fleur here with you on my channel, the Tone 25, on this Monday night. Here on the Wrestling Forum, sitting in tonight for the one and only Harper Pipe on Derek Ferreira. He is fulfilling, for the last time this season, he is fulfilling his commitments and duties as social media ambassador for Monday Night Football. A damn good game going on right now. The Denver Broncos and the Cincinnati Bengals up at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. So definitely check it out on ESPN right now. Derek definitely has been doing the social media thing tonight, and this will be the last time for a while. And then after this week, it'll be all about Derek. So which is not a bad thing because it's always fun when Derek's around. So Derek Ferreira not joining us tonight. Unfortunately, Michael Fletcher will not be joining us tonight either. He actually just got home from work. He had work commitments. He didn't even see the show tonight. So no Fletcher, no Derek Ferreira. Of course, I'm joined as always by my partner in crime in the Rhode Island chapter of the Yes Movement and our resident phenom, the one and only Michael Bullock. And of course, Mr. Bullock, you know what that means. If there is no Derek Ferreira and no Michael Fletcher, that means the Yes Movement runs the show here tonight. And that's exactly what we're doing here tonight. Yes Movement runs the show. And we have a special guest joining us tonight for the first time. You know her as one of our resident super fans here, as part of the first family of Strictly Sports and the Wrestling Forum, the Woodson family, the one and only, the matriarch of the family herself, the one and only Dee Dee Woodson. Dee Dee Woodson, delighted to have you with us. And, of course, if you want to chime in, feel free. Or if not, you can
Welcome,
just...
Dee Dee.
Hi, guys.
Hello there. Of course, you if you want to chime in on any of this, feel free. Or if not, you can just, do what you always do, and that is enjoy the show. So,
All right, thanks.
All right. Glad to have you. All right, so here we go. Monday Night Raw tonight, the second to last show of the year, live from the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Ho Hogan running the show tonight. I do have a couple of disclaimers I want to get out of the way before we start. Of course, Friday night on Strictly Sports Football Friday, I'm just going to let you all know I'm going on a big-time ridiculously over rant. I think you all know why. It involves a certain team of mine when it comes to the NFL, who totally, without question, let me down yesterday in ways you cannot imagine. So I'm not even going to get into that. But I know you're all expecting this major rant from me, but a major profanity-laced rant, but I'm not going to do that because I'm too much of a gentleman to do so. So I'm going to try to do it, as PG as I can. But I am definitely going off on Friday night, so that's all I'm going to say right there. And then, of course, at the end of tonight's show, I definitely have a special message I want to get across to the masses out there as it relates to a certain holiday. As it relates to a certain holiday that's going to be coming up in just a few days. So there you go. So I just want to get those disclaimers out of the way. So with that said, folks, let's get on with the show here. Of course, Target Center, Minneapolis. That's where we were tonight for this Christmas edition of Monday Night Raw, second to last show of the year. And big news about the final show of the year. Oh, man, I'm definitely looking forward to that show next week because who's going to be running that? Oh, let's just say it's going to reek of awesomeness. That's all I'm going to say right there. Big fans of those guys. All right, here we go. Starting it off with the opening segment, of course, there was Hulk Hogan coming out dressed as Santa Claus. And then, of course, he was interrupted by John Cena, who was then interrupted by Seth Rollins and J&J Security. So that's how you do it right there. And yes, as customary with the show, I'm going to start it off as always. Very good segment here. I mean, Hogan does what he does best. Gets the crowd riled up. That's exactly what he's done. He's done that for 30 years. So that's exactly. Growing up as little kids, that's exactly what he always used to do. And then he gets interrupted, of course, by a man who many people consider the modern day Hulk Hogan, in John Cena. So, of course, Cena. The dynamic between Cena and Hogan. You know how close they are behind the scenes. Everybody knows that. Very good to see there. And then, of course, Seth Rollins comes out, Mr. Money in the Bank with J&J Security, Jimmy Noble and Joey Mercury. Yeah. Very good start to the show. Everybody was good here. Cena doing his usual stick, his usual serious Cena gimmick, which we like. Hopefully someday they'll bring back they'll repackage him as the Doctor of Thugonomics again, because that's what got him over in the first place. And then of course Rollins, his typical heel shtick saying, "Oh, bring back the authority, John Cena, do the right thing, or else, and until you do, I'm gonna make your life miserable."
No, no,
No,
no,
no,
no.
no, no. Absolutely right, Bullock. That's absolutely right.
Do not bring back the authority.
No, no,
I don't know why, Michael Bullock. I hate to do this to you, but I just got this weird feeling that they are going to be coming back. I don't know why, but
No, 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 no,
I
no,
just got this feeling.
please.
I think they're just giving them some time off for a while. I got this feeling during the road to WrestleMania. I don't know why, but I got this weird, iffy feeling that during the road to WrestleMania, somehow, some way, they're going to be back. I don't know why. I
Oh, I'm
just
going
got
to
this
go
feeling.
off if they do bring him back.
Oh, I know you will, because we all know how anti-authority you are,
yeah.
and for the most part, I am too. But yeah, that's bad news for all of us here in the Rhode Island chapter of the Yes Movement, and of course the Yes Movement all over the world. Uh,
Exactly.
but anyways, I thought this was a very good segment. I mean, one of the segments of the night. I mean, I really don't know. I mean, there was another in-ring segment that we'll get to later on involving another WWE legend, a legend that certainly, along with Hulk Hogan, gave us some very memorable matches back in right around the Rock and Wrestling Connection era during that. Anyone? So yeah, definitely looking forward to getting into that. So very good segment here. I thought it was definitely one of the segments of the night. I really don't know if I can put it as the segment of the night or not because of how the other one went. So that's really all I can say about it. So with that said, I'm going to toss it up now to once again my partner in crime in the Rhode Island chapter of the Yes Movement and our resident phenom, Mr. Michael Bullock. So Mr. Bullock, your thoughts on this opening segment?
Yeah, I thought, well, first off, hello, friends. This is the Phenom and the Vice President of the Rhode Island chapter of the Yes Movement, Mike Bullock here for another edition of the Wrestling Forum. Delighted to be here as always. And I, too, for it, will have a special message when it comes at the end of the show regarding a certain holiday that's going to be coming up in a few days as well. So, yeah, I thought this was a good segment to start it off. And, of course, Hogan coming out dressed up as Santa Claus and saying that oh, we're gonna have Dean Ambrose against Bray Wyatt in a Miracle on 34th Street fight, and then of course he also announced it's gonna be Roman Reigns against the Big Show, and then Cena comes out and he basically says, you know what, Hogan, you're an icon, and you know what. And then Cena says the present I want is to beat Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and that's what I want. And also what he wants is a match with Seth Rollins. Of course, we all know what happened last week when Rollins won, well, with a little help from the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. And Rollins comes out and he's all whining and saying, "Oh, this is ridiculous," and it says, I mean, I don't know why you're running your mouth, Cena. We don't want to hear your voice, and saying, yes, you and Hogan are legends, but it's Seth Rollins' time, and that's something John Cena's going to accept. And he says, I don't know why Hogan's running the show, and with him, Hogan running the show is horrible, and he calls Hogan a farce, and he says the authority continues to just, I mean, they should be here smiling, happy, but instead that they are sitting at home sad and depressed. But you know what? Us here at the Yes Movement, we're saying yes, 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 and please stay at home. And I do agree. I mean, with what I said, if they do bring back the authority, I swear I'm going off because you know how anti-authority that I am. And Seth also says, you know what, the reason you're not just the only reason why the authority's gone, but the other reason why is the vigilante Sting, or as we like to call him, the Icon. And Cena was basically lucky, and you know what, and he says, you know what, I want a Christmas present too. I want John Cena to do what's best for business and bring the authority back. And Yeah, I see you shaking your head, Dee Dee, and I do agree with you. And Rollins says, you know what? Please shut up. And and then of course Hulk Hogan basically says, you know what? We're gonna have Cena versus Rollins, and it starts right now. So we'll definitely get into that. So definitely one of the segments of the night. So with that being said, I'm going to toss it up to Dee Dee Woodson to give us her thoughts on it if she wants to jump in.
Okay. I don't even know if my mic's on. Y'all can hear me, right?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, I didn't know
Yep,
if my
you're
mic
on.
was on. All right. Well, I kind of saw bits and pieces of it all night long, because we've had a lot of action going on at home. So, um, yeah, that's one thing I do not want, is to see the Authority back, and I I did not like the Authority era, not one bit. But I thought it was a pretty well match that they did. That's probably about all you'll get.
No, no, not
No, that's all right, Dee Dee.
that's all right. I mean, we weren't we honestly, I wasn't expecting to see you here, but hey, I mean, hey, it's great to have you. I mean, but
Yeah.
hey, if you wanna, I mean, like I said, if you want to just just do what you always do, just enjoy the show as always. That's fine. Of course, anytime you wanna jump in, if there's anything you wanna get off your chest, please feel free. So
All right.
that's exactly what we're gonna do. I mean. Now you said you saw bits and pieces of the show tonight? Did you see any of the show at all, or?
Yeah, I got to see some of it. Like I said, we've had a lot of things going on around the house, but
Of course. Yep.
you
The
know,
holidays
my
coming up.
house is a madhouse. You're talking about a house with 8 people in it, so it gets to be a bit of a madhouse around here. So,
Oh, it's
I
definitely
yeah,
understandable.
we
yeah.
certainly understand that. So
So I end up watching some, and then I end up DVRing it. So I'll probably actually get to see the whole thing tomorrow.
okay,
So,
all right.
Yes, yeah.
but
So
I'll
So if you
give you
want to just
whatever I can get.
yeah,
sure.
if
That's
you
more
just
than
want to
fine.
listen in, that's fine too.
Yeah, absolutely.
All
So
right. But
yeah,
yeah, but as far as my take on the Authority, I agree with you guys wholeheartedly on it. I do not want to see the Authority back, and if they do come back, then forget it. They'll ruin the show.
yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
Yeah,
So
we're shouting no, 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 no to
Oh
that.
yeah.
yeah, no, no, no is right. So all right. So with that said, we're just gonna move on to our next segment here. Well, actually, it was the match. It was John Cena versus Seth Rollins. Winner of the match in 15 minutes and 35 seconds. It was John Cena. Michael Bullock, your thoughts on the match?
All right, I'm gonna say this was the fight of the night here. If I'm gonna be quite honest here, yeah. I'm gonna say probably I'm gonna go 3.5 to maybe somewhere. I'm gonna say 3.5 stars is my rating to maybe even well. I'm actually gonna change it. 3.5 to 3.75 of a star is gonna be my rating. This was a really good match here. I mean, some, as we like to call, Shakespearean drama when it comes to this. And yes, unfortunately, we do get some quote unquote authority shenanigans, of course, with J&J Security basically sticking their nose where they don't belong. Yeah, definitely. No, 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 no. But let's just say in the end, they paid for it with an attitude adjustment from on both. Well, actually, with J&J Security on top of each other. I mean, yeah, they got their comeuppance, and then Rollins, of course, tried to use the briefcase as a weapon, but let's just say it was a swing and a miss, and then he hits the AA, and he gets the win. So, yeah, so I thought this was a great match to start off Raw. So 3.5 to 3.75 of a star, and definitely my fight of the night. So, Florio, your thoughts?
I 100% agree with you, Bullock. It was the fight of the night. I'm going to actually rate it a little bit more, if I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, your rating's fine, but for me, I thought it was a little bit more than that. I'm going to give this between 4 to 4.25 stars. I thought this was a really, really good match with some great near falls down the stretch. I mean, fantastic action here. Yeah, you had your little dose of authority shenanigans and whatnot. You know how we are about that. No tolerance for that
No,
whatsoever.
no, no, no.
Amen, Bullock. Amen on that. Um, yes.
And bah
Very,
humbug to them.
oh, nice one. But anyways, I mean, I still think the cage match was a little bit better last week. I mean, that was a damn near 5-star classic. But of course, with the authority shenanigans and Lesnar and Heyman getting involved, it was more 4.5. But it was still a very good match. But these two have been putting on some great matches as of late. And go figure, opening match is John Cena versus Seth Rollins. It's not the main event. Go figure on that. But still, I mean, for them to do what they did in 15 and a half minutes, I mean, amazing, absolutely amazing. So, of course, we all know Cena's going to face Lesnar at the Royal Rumble for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, which I think could be a very good match. I mean, I don't know why, but I still have this iffy feeling in my gut that Seth Rollins could be. I don't know why, but I got this weird feeling that we could see Seth Rollins added to this fight somehow, making it a triple threat, because I've read some dirt sheets about that. So, you know, we got a month to build this thing, and I definitely can't wait to get to Philadelphia a month and 3 days from now, on January the 25th. I mean, Lesnar and Cena for the title, and then of course, don't forget the match that made the Royal Rumble what it is today. Of course, the 30-man Royal Rumble match, which will kickstart the road to WrestleMania 31 in Levi's Stadium in San Francisco, Santa Clara. So definitely looking forward to that. So 4 to 4.25 stars, fight of the night without question. So that's all there is to say about that. So all right, let's move on to our next. Let's go on to our next matchup. It was and okay, well, we had the opening segment, which was very good. We had the Rollins Cena match, which was amazing. Unfortunately, as the old saying goes, this is where the show goes downhill, and not in a good way. Um, Unfortunately, there will be, several dud enhancement matches that we're going to have to get into here, which, unfortunately, I mean, it's a damn shame we can't get Bullock on camera, because if I know him, he's probably doing his I can't take it face right now, and quite frankly, I don't blame him. So, first dud enhancement fight of the night.
Oh, I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were, Bullock. I had a feeling.
Yeah, unfortunately, my iPad doesn't have cameras, so that's why you can't see me.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, that's okay. But as long as it gets you on here, that's all that matters. Of course, we got the real American Jack Swagger going up against the new and improved Fandango with Rosa Mendez. Winner of the match in 2 minutes and 5 seconds. It was the new and improved Fandango. Michael Bullock, luck of the draw gets you here. So your thoughts on this?
No, 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 no. Get the you-know-what out. I mean, absolute dud. One of the worst fights of the night. I mean, pointless, unnecessary, unacceptable, inexcusable, irresponsible, and borderline reprehensible. I mean, what was the point of this match? I mean, really? Really? I mean, ugh. And I know if Mike Fletcher were joining us, he probably would be saying the only good thing about it was seeing Rosa Mendez out there. That was the only good thing about it. But other than that, absolutely horrible, absolutely horrific. This was garbage, rubbish, everything else you can describe about this match. And yes, I mean if we had that what was I gonna say? The face palm bear. That's what pretty much I would describe about that match. I mean facepalm. Even the bear thinks that's ridiculous. That's what I wish we would have right now, because that's what pretty much would describe how I felt about the match. So, absolute dud. I'm done. I'm finished with this freaking nonsense. Florio, please go.
Would you like me to pull that facepalm bear up for you, Mr. Bullock?
Oh hell yeah!
All right. Ask and you shall receive. You know me. So while I pull that up, I will tell you all. like I always do, I agree with Michael Bullock 100%. This was an absolute dud, complete and utter waste of time. But then again, I can certainly understand why they did it. I mean, you had a great match with John Cena and Seth Rollins, and they obviously wanted to give the crowd a break. Give them a chance. Your typical come down fight. That's exactly what this was, and yeah. Exactly what it is, and Swagger gets buried just like that, which is a damn shame too, because he's a good talent. And Michael Bullock asking you shall receive. There he is. There's your buddy. There's the face palm bear. Michael Bullock, we all know how much you love it. So
Yeah, baseball, even this bear thinks that's ridiculous. And that's the way it was with this match.
yes, and
Agreed.
expect our friend to be up for quite a while. So because there were a lot of dud enhancement matches on this night tonight. That was one of them. So I do agree with Michael Bullock. Pointless, unnecessary, unacceptable. You know the routine. So that's it for that. We're gonna move on to our next matchup. Oh boy, I mean, you thought it couldn't get any better than Fandango and Swagger. Oh, it's gonna get a hell of a lot better. We got R-Truth going up against Adam Rose in the Rosebuds.
Ugh.
Winner of the match in a whopping 55 seconds. It's R-Truth who wins the match. I'm gonna pull it off here. Of course, our friend's gonna stay right there. Mr. Facepalm's gonna stay right there. Another absolute dud. This was the worst. This to me was the worst fight of the night. I mean, but I will say this though, we got a payoff here. Adam Rose finally turned. They finally turned him heel. Thank goodness. The gimmick wasn't working, and I think it's safe to say he's no longer a Rosebud. I think he's a Lemon now, and quite frankly, I like it. A repackaging is just what the doctor ordered here. He wasn't getting over, and as a baby face, and no, I don't think anybody liked the gimmick. I know he was, pretty over in NXT, but here, yeah. When it comes to the IWC and the that is the WWE fans, yeah, they didn't like the gimmick. I sure as hell didn't like the gimmick. I'm sure he's a good wrestler. What's that?
I hated it.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you, Didi. I mean, everybody who's
Make
anybody.
it a triple. I hate it too.
Yeah, and it wasn't good at all. I mean, yes, the match was a dud. Yes, it was the worst fight of the night, but I liked the payoff here. I'm glad they finally turned him. I mean, it was only a matter of time before he was going to do it. So yeah, I'm very happy we got the payoff on that without question. So, absolute dud, worst fight of the night. There's nothing left to say here. Michael Bullock, your thoughts on Truth and Rose?
For the second time tonight, no, 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 no. Absolute dud. Worst fight of the night. Another pointless, another unnecessary, another unacceptable, another inexcusable, and another borderline borderline reprehensible match. I mean, come on. I mean, really, WWE, you give us back-to-back dud fights? No, don't like it at all. And I'll say this right now. I mean, if Bruno were here right now, he probably would take a dump on this match because it literally smelled like crap. But I do agree. The only good thing about this was we finally got the payoff with Adam Rose. Looks like he's finally turned heel and he's now officially a Lemon. So, and I'm glad about that. And of course, I wasn't a big fan of the gimmick. I mean, it was good in NXT. I'll give him that, but it certainly wasn't getting over with the main roster. Certainly wasn't getting over with the fans of the IWC. So, yeah, a repackaging of him will do him well. So, and certainly as a heel. So, I really got nothing more to say except dud, worst fight of the night. Let's just move on.
All right, and that's exactly what we're going to do here. Next match, we got the world's largest athlete, the Big Show, going one-on-one with the recently returning Roman Reigns. Winner of the match via countout in 2 minutes and 45 seconds. It was Roman Reigns. Michael Bullock, your thoughts on this?
Sorry about that. Yeah. I thought that. What was the time of the fall, Florio? I couldn't hear.
2 minutes and 45 seconds.
I'm gonna have to give this. I'm gonna give this an NA here. I mean, because it never really was that much of a match here. I mean, and of course with the match ending in a countout. So, I mean, I just really wasn't feeling it at all when it came to this. And I mean, yeah, we did get a little bit of action here, but it just wasn't good enough to satisfy me. So, and of course, you know how we are about countout victories. I mean, don't like it, couldn't care less about it. So, I, I mean, I was hoping for
Thank
something
you.
better when it came to this, especially after what we saw at the TLC pay-per-view, and then of course with what happened last week on Raw. But I mean, I can understand why they didn't have it go so long because, well, Roman Reigns just got back. But come on, I mean, to me, this match should have gone a little longer. If I'm going to be quite honest here, so NA for me. So I'm just going to move on to Florio.
Before I do, Michael Bullock, I have some very good news for you. The Denver Broncos have lost, so you know what that means, Michael Bullock. Your New England Patriots have just clinched home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs, my friend. Congratulations.
And
there
you know
go.
what I got to do?
Do it.
Yes, 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 yes.
There you go, Michael Bullock.
The road to Super Bowl 49 is going to go through Foxborough.
Oh, yeah. It certainly is, my friend. It certainly is. Cincinnati Bengals have just defeated the Denver Broncos 37-28. And with that loss, the New England Patriots have clinched home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs. You know, myself, Michael Bullock, Derek Ferreira, hopefully Michael Fletcher, Friday night on our Strictly Sports Football Friday show. You know we're going to get into that. We're definitely going to have a lot to say about that. And now I hate to say it, but that little buddy bowl with the Bills and the Patriots just became somewhat meaningless now. So because with New England clinching everything and Buffalo out of it because of the egg they laid yesterday against the Raiders. So yeah, so there you go. New England Patriots home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs. Michael Bullock's a very happy man. I know Derek Ferreira's wherever he is. I know he's a very
She might
happy man.
have.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Dee. So yeah. I know you're more of a Browns fan than the Bengals are. I know you're more of a Browns fan there, Dee Dee. I know
No.
I know it didn't go the way you wanted to with Cleveland, but at least you got the other Ohio team doing well, the Cincinnati Bengals.
Actually, we're more of Pittsburgh in Alliance.
Oh, okay. Well,
They're kind of, actually the city itself is kind of split. What's so weird is our pastor at our church actually was a Browns fan. This year he went to Pittsburgh, so the
oh,
Browns started winning as soon as he jumped ship. So that's what we're blaming the Browns wins on.
okay. There you go. So, but Pittsburgh's in there too, and of course that game on Sunday night just got even bigger.
Oh yeah.
Cincinnati against Pittsburgh. Oh boy, that should be. And to all of those who said that the Cincinnati Bengals cannot win a primetime game, well, they just proved you wrong here tonight. So, what a big win for them tonight. Unbelievable. I didn't think they were going to do it, but they did.
And that was their way of saying, you could
Bring
take
on.
that quote about us not winning primetime games, and you could stick it where the sun don't shine.
Oh, my brother, testify. All right. So there you go.
And then if you ask Kevin, he's a KC fan, and they lost.
Yeah, a tough loss for the Chiefs to Pittsburgh yesterday, and
Yes.
of course they get San Diego Sunday in Arrowhead. So
Yep.
we'll see what happens with that. I believe they're still in the hump, but they're going to need a lot of chips to fall, as I always say. So
Yeah.
all right. So getting back to the show here, Michael Bullock said it was an NA. I'm sorry, I got to call this a dud. I mean, this was not good at all. I wasn't feeling this match. I thought a match between these two would be a solid match, but it was anything but solid in this one. I mean, this was definitely a snoozer. Definitely darn near put me to sleep at times, and that's exactly what happened here. I got this feeling that it's far from over with these two. I think we're gonna get another match with I don't know why, but I got this feeling we're gonna see these two go at it again at the Royal Rumble. I don't know why, but that's just my gut feeling. So So there you go. So that's an absolute dud. That's another one of the worst fights of the night. Three in a row. Well, from my count. So all right, let's move on to our next matchup here. It's the first of two Divas matches on the show tonight. It was Natalya, accompanied by her husband Tyson Kidd, going up against Brie Bella, accompanied by, of course, her sister and Divas champion Nikki Bella. Winner of the match, it's Natalya. Natalya gets the win here. I'm going to start it off. Well, this was not a dud. I thought there was some okay action here. First of two Diva matches, like I said. I'm going to give this about 1 to 1.5 stars for the effort. I mean, I thought this was a solid Divas match here. I mean, we all know Natalya can do some. We all know how great Natalya is. To me, the most experienced and the most talented when it comes to the overall in-ring work. The Bellas, say what I always say what I want about them, but Brie gave her a good fight here, a good match, and then so with this win, I mean, Natalya gets another win over the Bellas. So I don't know why, but I think we're looking at our next number one contender for the Divas Championship, and quite frankly, about time. Because if I'm going to be real honest with you folks, I mean, Natalya, has only had one other reign as Divas Champion, and that was over 4 years ago. We all remember. 2010 Survivor Series in Miami. She defeated Michelle McCool and Layla in a handicap match. Held it for a couple months. Lost it at the Royal Rumble in Boston in that four-way match. That little questionable call there where Eve Torres wound up winning the title. And unfortunately, Natalya hasn't had a sniff of it since, which is a damn shame. It's not just because of how much of a Hart family mark that I am. Didi Woodson. I just want to let you. I'm sure you know that. I'm sure you know. Fletch has told you all about my love and admiration for the Hart family, especially Bret the Hitman Hart, who was my favorite wrestler of all time.
Oh, yeah.
And of course the other members of the Hart family. Late brother Owen, late brother-in-law the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith, the Anvil Jim Neidhart. Bruce.
Which you can catch on the WWE Network.
Absolutely.
For $9.99.
Yes, I have it. I know we all have it. Stu and Helen Hart, and of course the parents Stu and Helen, who I know are very proud of their granddaughter.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, and Natalya, big win. Tyson Kidd. We've seen the whole thing go down on Total Divas. That nonsense. Quite frankly, I'm not really a fan of that nonsense. But hey, if it means more TV time for them, and it means that they're going to end up getting a push out of this, hey, I'm for it. And it's about time. It's about time. Tyson Kidd, underrated, underappreciated young talent. You give him a chance to go, and he can go. He had some great matches in the NXT. He definitely revitalized in NXT, and I was kind of hoping he would have gotten a run with the NXT title. But let's face it, Adrian Neville was just too good, and now you got Sami Zayn, who's going to do some things. I'm telling you. Still can't get over how awesome that match was with Zayn and Neville. Oh my goodness. Definitely will be in my year-end power rankings when we do that next that big special Tuesday night edition of the Wrestling Forum a week from Tuesday on the 30th. Man, we're looking forward to that. But anywho, this was 1 to 1.5 stars. Natalya next in line for the Divas title.
And long overdue.
Absolutely, Didi. You couldn't have said that better myself. All I can say, all I'm saying is Royal Rumble. I think it's going to happen, but I still have this weird iffy feeling they're going to keep it on Nikki Bella. I don't know why. Natalya deserves it way more, but
Definitely.
I'll tell you that right now. So that's all there is to it. It's been over 4 years since she's had a run of it. She has some shots at it, but unfortunately they just didn't. I guess they didn't have enough confidence in her to run with it. Well. She's gonna get her day, no doubt about it. She's gonna be a champion again. I can feel it. I'm hoping January 25th in Philadelphia at the Royal Rumble. That's exactly what's gonna happen. So with that said, 1 to 1.5 stars, solid Diva match, definitely the better of the two. So Michael Bullock, your thoughts on Natalya against Brie Bella?
Yeah, definitely 1 to 1.5 stars. I thought this was an okay fight. It was. Nice win here for Natalya. This could definitely put her in line for a Divas title shot, and I hope she does get it at the Royal Rumble against Nikki Bella. But as much as you like the Hart family, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to pull out the bad news Barrett comment. I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Nikki Bella is gonna retain the Divas title. I mean, I really want to see Natalya with it. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I hate to say it. Every time they give Natalya a shot at the Divas title, she ends up not winning it. I mean, I can remember the last time I think she got a shot at the title. I think it was back on the main event on the WWE Network back in March, I think it was, when she went up against AJ Lee, and what happened? She ended up losing that match. So yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but until they finally decide to put the title on her, I just have no confidence that they're going to do that. So that's why I just think Nikki Bella is still going to be the Divas title, even though it pains me to say that because I really want to see Natalya hold the Divas title again. So, and for her not to have the title is a major injustice. That's my story. I'm done. I'm finished. Florio, go.
Oh man, yeah, we're definitely on fire tonight. So here we go. Moving on to our next matchup here. Oh yeah, it's only. I mean, things are going great, and they're only going to get better going forward here. Um, we got. Oh my God, we got Los Matadores going up against the Dust Brothers. Winner of the match in 3 minutes and 35 seconds. It is Los Matadores. And unfortunately, Michael Bullock, the luck of the draw has bitten you in the you-know-where once again. So I'm sorry, man. You got to lead off on this one.
Oh, no, 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 no. Dud. Once again, pointless, unnecessary, unacceptable, inexcusable, irresponsible, and borderline reprehensible. I mean, WWE, why do you have to make me go through these dud enhancement matches that we have gotten so far here tonight? I mean, are you really trying to get my blood boiling? Because I'll tell you what, you're doing a really damn good job of it right now. Because I mean, I understand it's the holidays and you're trying to get a break from it, but come on, this is just horrible. And I mean, this is why right now NXT is way better than what they have on the main roster right now. I mean, you take a look at that NXT R Evolution special. That was a 9.5 out of 10. And I mean, you had a great NXT women's title match, Sasha Banks and Charlotte. That was a really good match. You had the debut of Kevin Owens. You had a great NXT title match with Sami Zayn and Adrian Neville. I mean, you had that great tag team match with Finn Balor and Hideo Itami against the Ascension. And they're kicking butt down there over in NXT. And with what you got on the roster right now, what you're giving us is complete and utter garbage. And I mean, if you want to shape things up, bring up some of these guys from NXT or do an NXT showcase fight. Show off your talent over in NXT on the main shows, on a Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown. But you continue putting up this garbage on, people aren't going to get two craps about it. Dud. I'm done. I'm finished again. Florio, please go. I'm really ready to go off.
I don't blame you, Michael Bullock, one bit. And there he is. There's our friend again, Mr. Facepalm Bear. He's back up.
Yes.
I mean, because, yeah, another absolute dud. I mean, pointless, unnecessary, unacceptable, inexcusable, reprehensible, borderline irresponsible, lazy-ass booking. That's all there is to say about it. I mean, you know how we are about these, dud enhancement, filler fights. I mean, beyond the point of go away. I mean, Los Matadores, that's another gimmick that needs to be repackaged. I mean, thankfully they did the right thing with Adam Rose, but Primo and Epico, the guys that are underneath the Los Matadores get up, they deserve so much better because these two young men are very talented. I mean, bring them back as they were. Bring them back as Primo and Epico. I mean, you had a good thing going there. I mean, they were the WWE Tag Team Champions, and they were involved in the very first pre-show match, back at WrestleMania 28, that triple threat match against Gabriel and Kid and the Usos. I mean, good grief. I mean, and then the Dust Brothers. I mean, yeah, that's starting to go down a bit, unfortunately. But yeah, no, not good at all. Absolute dud. There's nothing left to say here. We're just going to move on to our next matchup, and thankfully it will get better. I mean, it does get a little bit better. I mean, we do get the silver lining here. We have ourselves an Intercontinental Heavyweight title matchup. The champion Dolph Ziggler defending the title against the man he took it from at TLC in that unbelievable ladder match, Luke Harper. Winner of the match in 11 minutes and 25 seconds, and still the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, the show-off Dolph Ziggler. I'm going to lead off on this one. I don't think we're going to need the bear for this one because this was a great matchup here. I'm going to say I'm going to go third best fight of the night on this one. I'm going to give it a solid 3 stars. I thought this was a very, very good match, maybe 3.25 at the absolute best. I mean, these two lately have been putting on some damn good matches, and of course, I mean, it's not going to top TLC. I mean, the ladder match they had at TLC, that's far and away going to be the best one they ever had. I mean, I haven't seen it yet because, I've been very busy, with my work commitments, my holiday commitments, and everything else. But I know I promised you all a TLC review this weekend. Sometime this weekend, you'll finally get a review from me. I'm going to finally sit down and watch it, and then I'll get back, and then I'll do a review for you all. So, but from what I heard from the review that Bullock that you did with Michael Fletcher on the night of TLC, I mean, I know you guys had rave reviews about it. I mean, you gave it like 4 to 4.25 stars and called it like the co-fight of the night with Ambrose and Wyatt's TLC fight, which both were amazing. Definitely can't wait. I'm definitely looking forward to finally sitting down and watching those matches. But anyways, this here was 3 to 3.25 stars, teetering on 3.5. I mean, very good match here, very good wrestling match here. I mean, you know how much Michael Bullock and I love the technical wrestling, the scientific wrestling. I mean, that's what we grew up with. And, the match they had at TLC definitely appeased more to Derek Ferrera and Michael Fletcher because we all know how much they love the hardcore aspect. They love the old school ECW. That's exactly what they used to get into. Whereas Michael Bullock and myself, well, we love the technical wrestling. We love, the scientific stuff, the 5-star classic matches. Now, not quite a 5-star classic here. I mean, it could have been with about another 10 minutes or so. We definitely could have been flirting with a 5, but the best I can give it maybe is 3.25, maybe even 3.5. That's the absolute best I can give this. Very good match, third best fight of the night. It's obvious. I think this might have been the blow-off here. I don't know who's going to be next in line to face Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. I really don't know. But, we're going to have to, wait and see, as they say. So I really don't know who's going to be the next in line. Can't really think of anybody off the top of my head right now. But I'm sure some dirt sheets will come out soon enough, and we'll get something. So with that said, 3.25. I'm gonna give it 3.25 to 3.5 stars. Third best fight of the night on my scorecard. So with that said, Michael Bullock, your thoughts on this Intercontinental Heavyweight Title matchup?
Yeah, definitely 3 to 3.5 stars. Third best fight of the night, and of course before the match actually started, I mean, Luke Harper actually did a Pearl Harbor job on Dolph Ziggler, and yeah, as soon as the ref finally starts, and I mean, we saw Luke Harper basically hit that power bomb on Ziggler, and we all were like, no, don't let it end like this. But somehow, I mean, Ziggler kicks out, and then we get a lot of Shakespearean drama when it comes to this fight, and I'll say it like this right now, and Anthony, I don't know if you're going to agree with me on this. I think Luke Harper's been getting better and better as a singles wrestler. I mean, especially with this the rivalry he's had with Dolph Ziggler. And I mean, I know he was good when he was, of course, paired with the Wyatt family, but somehow he's been getting real better as a singles competitor as of late. So, I mean, I've really been impressed with him and his body of work, and And who knows? Maybe somewhere down the road, I don't know what if he could get another shot at the Intercontinental title, or I don't know if you'll agree with me on this. Maybe even get a shot at the WWE World Heavyweight title. I mean, I don't know if he'll win it, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I've just been really impressed with Luke Harper as of late. So, and I do agree. I mean, this match was definitely good, but definitely won't top that 4.25, maybe 4.5 star fight that they had at TLC in that ladder match for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. So, yeah, so definitely the third best fight of the night. So, with that being said, let's move on, Florio.
Yeah, great points all around, Bullock. I definitely agree with you on that 100%. So, all right, we're going to move on now. Oh, yeah, and now I know what I wanted to say. Of course, before we move on, of course, Luke Harper, of course, he's got the backing of Vince himself. I mean, McMahon has definitely been high. I've read some dirt sheets saying that McMahon has been very high up on his work, and, I certainly can't blame him for that. I mean, he has definitely gotten a lot better. And, while Triple H has been more of a Bray Wyatt guy, because we all know Triple H is very high on Bray Wyatt's work, and you can't blame him for that either. I mean, unfortunately, the odd man out's been Eric Rowan, and unfortunately, hasn't really been getting over that much as a babyface as of late. I mean, that's been selling like a lead balloon, if I'm being honest. So, but anyways, good points all around, and now we just gotta play the old game of wait and see next. So that's it for that. We're gonna move on to our next segment here, and well, actually, we actually get something good once again. This was the other big segment of the night. Piper's Pit, the legendary Roddy Piper, Hall of Famer. Oh yeah. I mean, how about that? Him and Hogan in the same building at the same time. Oh yeah, that's gonna bring back some memories. All right. Um, Roddy Piper, Piper's Pit. I mean, we've seen him growing up. I mean, we've seen all those great shows that he used to have back in the old days. From the Saturday Night's main events and WrestleMania 5. I mean, WrestleMania 5 will forever and a day be my favorite. With Brother Love and the late Morton Downey Jr. Of course, this one here features the United States Heavyweight Champion Rusev and the Ravishing Russian Lana, interrupted by Ryback time. Michael Bullock, you know what that means.
It's Ryback time!
You know what that means, brother.
Feed me more.
Come on.
Feed me more.
Come on.
Feed me more.
Come on.
Feed me more. Done. Finish it.
You know it. Oh yeah, that's been our staple for the last few years now, D.D. Woodson. I'm sure you've been watching the show.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's our favorite three-word motto. Our other favorite three-word motto, of course, "We the People," a la Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter. So, yes.
Yeah, my hometown boy.
Oh yeah, that's right. So let me see. I do believe Michael Bullock leads off on this one. So Michael Bullock, your thoughts on this Piper's Pit with Rusev and Lana interrupted by Ryback?
Oh, all I can say is great to see Roddy Piper back. I mean, it's the first time we've seen him, of course, since the birthday celebration of Hulk Hogan back right before SummerSlam. And I mean, it's always good to see him. I mean, especially when it comes to his Piper Pits segment. Of course, the most famous moment when it comes to Piper's Pit was, of course, with Superfly Jimmy Snuka being on there, and of course getting hit with a coconut. That was one of the most memorable moments of that Piper's Pit. And yep, he brings it back, and excuse me. And of course, we get Rusev and Lana, and Lana, of course, going on her usual rant about America and saying that Christmas in America is a joke. Well, somehow I totally disagree with her on that, but you know what? It's a way to get some heat, and she's saying, oh, it's the one time a year that we pretend to be good people and that we put on fake smiles and have holiday cheer, and that we also actually believe that, well, I don't know if I want to say this, but a bloated old man that delivers gifts to our spoiled American brats, well, hopefully children weren't watching that because, they'd be a little bit unhappy with what she said. And And then Piper basically cuts her off and, well, basically like, shut up! And then, of course, we get the highlight of Rusev attacking Ryback on SmackDown, and then Rusev basically says, if we believe now that he can crush Ryback, well, he wants to crush Roddy Piper, and then he says, you know what? I got a gift for you. Who's that gift? Well, it's Ryback time! And yep, and the other thing I like about it was him with that bow on him. I get a little kick out of that, and once he rips it off, the fight is on. He basically they start fighting out in the ring, and they get back in, and it looked like Rusev had the upper hand, and looked like he's gonna get a nice good old super kick, but Ryback grabs him, and it's a spine buster, and just when it looks like he's gonna go for the meat hook clothesline, well, let's just say Rusev chickens out and rolls out of the ring. So yes, we know this match is gonna happen between these two. I'm hoping it's at the Royal Rumble for the United States Heavyweight Championship, and of course you heard it here. I mean, I think Ryback's going to be the one to finally end Rusev's undefeated streak. I just get this feeling that he's going to be the one to do it. So, like I said, I hope it's at the Royal Rumble, but we'll just have to wait and see on it. So, another good segment, and once again, always great to see the Hot Rod back in a WWE ring. So, and of course, you can catch some of his Piper Pit segments or all his great matches, of course, on the WWE Network for only $9.99. Or I do have that DVD. Of course, it's also on that Beyond the Ring on the WWE Network, Born to Controversy, the Roddy Piper story. So I've seen this, and it's a great story. And if you haven't seen it, check it. It's worth it. It's great. So definitely another one of the great segments of the night. So with that being said, Florio, your thoughts?
Yes, Michael Bullock makes a great point about that Born to Controversy Roddy Piper DVD story. I mean, amazing. I mean, check it out on the WWE Network if you haven't already. I mean, definitely a great story about him. And yes, I mean, Roddy Piper, another one of my favorites growing up. I mean, love the Piper's Pits. I mean, like I always said, I mean, the Superfly Jimmy Snuka one, Bullock, that's what put it on the map right there. Everybody knows that. And then, of course, WrestleMania 5, to me, the best one ever. Although he's had some other good ones. I mean, I don't have enough time to run down that list, but I'll tell you what. I mean, this was a very good segment here. I mean, another one of the segments of the night for sure. I mean, Rusev and Lana with the cheap heat. I mean, you gotta love that. I mean, the interaction with Piper and Lana I thought was great. That was well done, and of course, Lana doing her, anti-American shtick. Definitely one of the best heel promos they've cut in a long time. Ranks right up there as one of their best. And then they showed what Rusev did to Ryback, jumping him on the Super SmackDown last week. So yeah, they bring out Ryback. I mean, you knew that was coming. And then there you go. And then the fight was on. Rusev and Ryback all over the arena, all over the Target Center there. I mean, man, oh man, they were going at it. And I do agree with you, Michael Bullock. I got this feeling I think they could add that to the undercard for the Royal Rumble. I think they can. I mean, there's a very good chance they could do that. And if they do, I agree with you 100%. But then again, Derek Ferrera was the one who really started the whole thing. I mean, Derek Ferrera, he said it best. I mean, he's the one who came up with the scenario in the first place. I mean, in one of his sports blogs there, if you haven't read it. He's the one who said that he thinks that Ryback's going to be the one who dethrones Rusev, hands him the first loss and whatnot. I couldn't agree more. I mean, here's a guy, Ryback, who's come a long way. I mean, 2 years ago he debuted. He had those. We had to sit through all those done enhancement fights. He was squashing all those, ham and egg talents there. Squashing them and squashing them and squashing them, and we used to rant about it. And then we finally caught on, and we finally, had some fun with it. Of course, the Phoebe Moore has become one of our staples here. Of course, June 7th, 2013. Who will ever forget the greatest one we ever did when we celebrated Derek Ferrer and Michael Bullock's Bruins going to the Stanley Cup Finals. I mean, who will ever forget that greatest Strictly Sports show of all time to this day? Um, and then, of course, there was, he had that main event run where he went up against CM Punk. Unfortunately, that didn't work out. And then they turned him heel shortly after WrestleMania 29. And he had that feud with John Cena. And then, during the heel run, of course, he became a Heyman guy. They put him and Curtis Axel together. That was going nowhere. I mean, that ended up being as stale as moldy bread, unfortunately. And yeah, he definitely had a lot of behavioral problems backstage. He was definitely starting to rub people the wrong way, and then ever since he came back, I mean, he's definitely reversed all of that. I mean, the fans are behind him more than ever. I mean, he's definitely getting over like Rover here. That's a good thing. And the Feed Me More has become a staple again. I mean, the fans are getting into it, and yeah, I mean, he's definitely become a more likable guy now. I mean, a lot of people have a lot of negative things to say about him. Of course, he recently, came out and said, of course, he had some rather unflattering comments about CM Punk. Of course, we all know that story. Um, he had that little verbal exchange with CM Punk. When CM Punk, made all those derogatory statements about Ryback on that Cole Cabana podcast. Everybody remembers that. But I'll tell you, I mean, Ryback's come a long way, and quite frankly, I think he definitely deserves the United States Heavyweight Championship run. I think he's definitely capable of holding that title. I really do. And maybe Royal Rumble, him and Rusev, that should be a good one in Philadelphia, January 25th. So, yeah, another one of the segments of the night. I'm just going to say co-segment of the night. I thought both of those in-ring segments were really good. I honestly cannot put one over the other. They were both really good. So, this is going to be co-segment of the night for me. And you heard it here first. Ryback and Rusev for the United States Heavyweight title. I think they're going to do it at the Rumble. And if they do, Ryback wins the belt. You heard it here first. So, there you go. All right. Let's move on to our next matchup here. It was a 6 Divas Santa's Little Helper matchup. This is our second Diva fight of the night. It was Emma, Naomi, Alicia Fox going up against Paige, Cameron, and Summer Rae. Winners of the match in 4 minutes and 20 seconds, Emma, Naomi, and Alicia Fox. I'm going to start it off. This was not good at all. This was a mess. I hate to say it, but this was an absolute dud for me. I was not feeling this whatsoever. I mean, they look nice in their attire, but the match here, no. The match was, of course, Didi Whitson, I know you're familiar with these words. Typical ho-hum diva fight. That's exactly what this was. I mean,
Worse than that.
Yeah, it was all over the place. A lot of botches. Botchamania running wild in Minneapolis.
No organization.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, another filler match, obviously. Another come-down fight. After that great segment, after that great Piper's Pit segment, this was not a good way to do it. So, yeah. And it's a shame, too, because most of these girls can wrestle. I mean, Naomi. Let's not forget, Naomi is the most athletically gifted diva in the WWE today. Paige, who became a mainstay in NXT, had that unbelievable match with Emma on that first NXT show, which is definitely going to be in consideration for our year-end power rankings next week. I mean, you got a lot of great talent in there, no question about it. And, of course, you got a former Divas champion in Alicia Fox and a former champion in Paige. And who knows, maybe 4 future champions. You never know within the next year or two. You never know how they'll build them up. So, but to me, this was an absolute dud. This was another one of the worst fights of the night. Typical ho-hum diva fight. Come down fight, obviously. Give the crowd a breather. There's nothing left to say here. This was an absolute mess. Michael Bullock, your thoughts on this 6 Diva Santa's Little Helper match?
Yeah, typical ho-hum diva fight, dud. Not really going to get into any further details on the match. I could give 2 craps about it, so nothing else to say. I'm done. Just move on, Florio.
And move on we will, Michael Bullock. I mean, yeah, like I said, I warned you all. There were going to be a lot of dud enhancement fights, or several of them to be honest. And goody gumdrops, we've got another one. we got Jey Uso, accompanied by Jimmy Uso, going up against The Miz with Damian Mizdow. Winner of the match in 3 minutes and 40 seconds. It was the awesome one. It was The Miz. Michael Bullock, your thoughts on this?
I'm sorry. Well, there was a to me, I'm gonna say NA. I mean, I just really wasn't feeling this. I could say dud to NA when it comes to this. I mean, I just really wasn't feeling this fight at all. I mean, yeah. So I really got nothing more to say. I mean, I'm done. I'm done. Move on.
Okay, how many more times are these guys going to fight each other?
I don't know. I mean, I mean, Edie Woodson makes a great point here. She makes a great point here, friends. I mean, we've
And
seen,
it's at the point of go away.
yeah,
Exactly.
we've seen many times in the past. I mean, I can go as far back as 5 years ago when when Crime Time and the Hart Dynasty were going at it like 11 billion times. I mean, who will ever forget that never-ending series with Crime Time and the Hart Dynasty? Tyson Kidd and David Hart Smith. I mean, they had never-ending matches. I mean, they were
Or
going.
John Cena and Randy Orton.
Exactly.
Or I could go the dud route. I could go the campy comedy dud route and pull up friggin' Hornswoggle and Chavo Guerrero. Remember how
Oh
pointless
God,
that was?
oh God, that was horrible.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I've been trying to get that out of my head. So thanks for bringing that up, Florial.
I had to do it. I'm just being the professor of our show like I always am. So
And then,
yeah,
of course, the saying is there's nothing ever new in wrestling. It's all been redone over and over and over and
over and over.
repackaged over and
Yeah,
over and over and over. I
great
mean,
point.
come on, WWE, it's enough. Just put a big
It
X
is
on it
enough.
and
Yeah, I 100% agree. Of course, no need to get into the backstory. We already know the backstory on this. We're not going to get into it. Um, Dud to NA. Michael Bullock's absolutely right. I mean, the best I could honestly give it was 1 star. There was a little bit of some okay action, but not a whole lot. I mean, the tag titles aren't even on the line here. I mean, you do have Miz and Mizdow holding the tag titles, and I don't know why, but I got a feeling we're going to have another tag title fight. I don't know why. I just got this gut feeling. That's all I'm saying about it. Always go with your gut, as I say. So, yeah. Absolute best I can give it is 1, but I think it's more like a dud to an end, like Michael Bullock said. And the never-ending series continues with the Miz and with Miz and Mizdow and the Usos. So, all right. Done with that. Let's move on to our next moment here. Well, it's time for the main event. Main event time on this edition of Monday Night Raw. It was a Miracle on 34th Street fight. It was the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt, going up against the Lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose. Winner of the match in 21 minutes and 25 seconds. It was Bray Wyatt. Um, I believe I start this one off.
Yeah, you started off.
Yeah. Uh, I'm gonna say second best fight of the night here. I'm gonna give this between 3.5 to 4 stars. I thought this was a very good match. Some of it was a little bit, cheesy, a little campy, if I'm being honest with you, because of the Christmas theme, all those, yeah, you had all the weapons wrapped up in Christmas, present attire. I mean, with the steel chair and everything else, but you know, these two have been having some damn good hardcore matches as of late. Of course, the TLC match from TLC will, no question about it, that's gonna forever and a day be the one right there. I mean, that was the one that people are still raving about to this very day. And I know if you saw the review that Bullock did with Fletcher 8, 9 nights ago, they raved about that match. But this one right here was just as good. I still think that TLC fight was better. I mean, we've been seeing these gimmick hardcore matches with these two as of late. I mean, the TLC match at TLC, the Super SmackDown, well, I should say at the Tribute to the Troops. They had them in a boot camp match during the Tribute to the Troops special last Wednesday night, and then this Miracle on 34th Street fight. So 3.5 to 4 stars, I feel, is the appropriate rating for this match. It was the second best fight of the night. There was just something about that Cena Rollins fight that I thought was better, even though this fight had more time than that one did. But still, I mean, it was still a very good match, and I still got this weird iffy feeling that it's not over between these two. I don't know why, but why do I have a feeling that this could carry over into the Royal Rumble? I don't know why, but we'll have to wait and see on that. So 3.5 to 4 stars, second best fight of the night on my scorecard. Michael Bullock, your thoughts on this Miracle on 34th Street fight?
Yeah, second best fight of the night, 3.5 to 4 stars, and yeah, I mean some of the stuff that was used in the match was a little cheesy. I mean with the trees and the presents that were being used, and yeah, but the action overall I thought was really good, and I mean, yeah, I mean, this rivalry's been really good. I mean, especially going back to their TLC match at TLC when it comes to it. So, yeah, I just get this strange feeling that, I mean, I think we're going to get another match between these two, but, I mean, who knows? Maybe it could be another good one. I mean, with what we've seen. I mean, of course, going back to their their Survivor Series match. I mean, to me, I'll be quite honest, that was the worst of the matches we've seen from them. But other than that, some of the other ones were really good. So we'll have to wait and see on that. So 3.5 to 4 stars is the correct rating for this match. Second best fight of the night. So with that being said, Florio, let's get to our overall thoughts.
Overall thoughts on tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw. Michael Bullock, you lead it off. What do you think of tonight's show?
I hate to say this, but I gotta go. Well, I gotta go five. I gotta go 5 out of 10 is my rating for the show. I mean, those fights. I mean, the John Cena Seth Rollins match, the Intercontinental title match with Luke Harper and Dolph Ziggler, and the match with Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose. I mean, those 3 matches saved this Monday Night Raw from being an absolute train wreck and disaster, and probably would have gone down as one of the worst Raws of the year. I mean, those 3 matches literally saved it, because unfortunately and of course the 2 segments, of course with the Piper's Pit, with Rusev and Lana, of course, being interrupted by Ryback, and then of course the segment with Hogan, Cena, and Rollins. If it weren't for all those, this would have been one of the worst Raws of 2014. So because of those 5, well, like I said, because the dud enhancement fights ruled the roost on the show tonight. So if it weren't for those 5, this would have been a really bad show. So 5 out of 10 for me. So Florio, it's yours.
Yeah, I think 5 out of 10 is the right rating here. Maybe more towards 6 if I'm being honest. At the absolute best, between 5 and 6 out of 10 for me. It was a solid show. I mean, it wasn't overly spectacular. I mean, obviously because of all those dud enhancement fights, that's what killed it. But Michael Bullock is absolutely 100% spot on. John Cena, Seth Rollins, fight of the night. Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt, Miracle on 34th Street fight. That was your number 2 fight of the night. And then rounding out the top 3, Dolph Ziggler and Luke Harper for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. And then those 2 in-ring segments, the first one with Hulk Hogan, John Cena, Seth Rollins. Very good segment there. And then, of course, the Piper's Pit with Rusev and Lana, interrupted by Ryback. I mean, those five things I just mentioned, those are easily and far and away your highlights of the show. And then everything else, unfortunately, well, you had yourself a decent, okay diva fight with Natalya and Brie Bella. I would probably say that was the 4th best fight of the night right there. Sleeper fight of the night there. And then, unfortunately, everything else was pretty much done enhancement stuff. Of course, the most disappointing, no question, Roman Reigns and the Big Show. Very disappointing. We were expecting a lot better with those 2. But I just got this feeling, I think they're saving that for the Royal Rumble. I don't know why, but that's just my train of thought on that. So, of course, normally these holiday shows are usually throwaway shows, but this was not too much of a throwaway because there was some good action. Those 3 very very good pay-per-view quality matches, those 2 great segments, and then that decent diva fight. Other than that, everything else unfortunately was terrible. Dud all the way. So between 5 and 6 out of 10, that's the rating for this show. So that's gonna just about put the bow on this edition of the Wrestling Forum. Of course, Of course, now we have our shout outs. Of course, I know Dee Dee Woodson, you're very familiar with this because we mention you and the family all the time.
Yep.
I don't know if you did you have any special shout outs you wanted to make before Bullock and I do? You don't have to. Um,
Well, I think you guys usually cover most of mine. I do have a church member that has a birthday today, so happy birthday, Jerry, if you watch. Other than that, everybody have a Merry Christmas, and thanks, guys, for letting me sit in on the show and blast in every couple of minutes. But this
oh,
is this is fun. Maybe one day I'll come back again when I have more information I can actually jot out with you guys.
you're always welcome, Dee Dee. Absolutely. I mean, we were more than happy to have you with us tonight. I mean, it was a nice surprise to see you. And of course, you've been one of our biggest supporters, if not our biggest supporter. I mean, so
You can thank Fletch on that one. So
oh, okay, yeah.
because I've actually known him now for probably about 13 years.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
he's definitely he's always told me about you, and you know he's always had great things to say about you. He's always spoke highly of you. So and
Oh yeah, he knows who most of my biggest marks are, and with Maria and Cena and
yeah.
several that aren't even wrestling anymore. So
Oh, definitely, definitely.
because I've
So
I've been watching this since I was 13, and I don't usually admit my age, but also I'll let you know I'm 41 years old, so I've been watching this for quite a while. So I know a lot of what you all are saying. Yeah. So yeah.
well, yeah,
I was watched back in the Hogan days and stuff like that. So
yeah. So did we. So did we. Definitely. It was definitely nice to have you, Dee Dee Woodson. Come back anytime. You know that. Whether it's the wrestling forum or strictly sports, if we're as you know. So, I mean, you're definitely more than welcome. I mean, you're definitely one of our favorites, one of our top favorites. So,
thank you.
it's very nice having you, and of course, Michael Bullock and I know Michael Bullock will back me up on this. We definitely want to wish you and Kevin and the kids a very, very Merry Christmas indeed, and we hope you all have a great day on Thursday. I'm sure you all will.
Yeah,
So,
Merry Christmas to you, Dee Dee, and to your husband, Kevin.
yes,
Thank
absolutely.
you. Merry Christmas to you guys and to Derek and Fletch that aren't around. So Merry Christmas to you guys too. I'll
Yes.
probably catch Fletch later on in the week.
All right.
Usually
All right.
catch him on one of the messengers.
All right. All right. That's great. Yeah. So, yeah, Dee Dee Woodson, everybody, joining us here on this edition of the Wrestling Forum. Great having you, and of course, we'll definitely talk again soon. And of course, with that said, we continue on with our shout outs. Michael Bullock, your shout outs, and then I'll wrap it up.
All right. Of course, we thank you all so very much for joining us here on this another edition of the Wrestling Forum. Yeah, of course, shout out to all the great bands out there who continue to support our shows, whether it's the Wrestling Forum or Strictly Sports. Of course, we all really appreciate it. Of course, and of course, shout out to our other super fans, Matt Ward and of course Jason Hicksonbaugh, and of course we want to thank Dee Dee Woodson for joining us here tonight. It was a great pleasure to have her on the show here tonight. So yeah, yeah, and of course, shout out, of course, to all of our friends from our high school days. Of course, Al Bretterson, Jimmy Alden, Rob Parsons, Eric Carrier, Tom Souza, the First Lady of the Wrestling Forum, Megan Silva, and the First Lady of Strictly Sports, Kaiser Butler, and of course, congratulations once again go out to the New England Patriots, #1 seed in the AFC, and they will have that home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs. And yeah, so the road to the Super Bowl on the AFC side goes right through Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. So yeah, so definitely can't wait for that. So, and of course, the final shout out, of course, a very Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Of course, Christmas is the most beautiful holiday of the year, and of course, Christmas it's not about the presents and the Christmas dinners and all that. I mean, it's about spending time with family, and of course, the most important thing, celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ. I mean, that's the most important thing we have to learn. Those are the two most important things to me when it comes to Christmas. So I hope
Totally agree.
Oh yeah, definitely. And of course, but either way, I mean, I want to wish a Merry Christmas, of course, to you, Dee Dee Woodson, and of course to you, Anthony Florio, and of course to our other colleagues, of course, Derek Ferreira, who couldn't be with us covering Monday Night Football, and of course to Michael Fletcher, couldn't be with us because just came home from from work, and of course, hope everybody has a great day, and of course to everybody out there, be safe out there. Don't do anything stupid that's gonna land you in the Noggin Diva category. So of course, as the old saying when it comes to that, don't drink and drive, and we don't want to hear any nonsense when it comes to this. So Merry Christmas to everyone. So so I'm gonna save the rest of my shout-outs Friday night for Strictly Sports Football Friday, which will be a jam-packed edition when we talk about Week 17, regular season finale. So can't wait to get into that, and of course our power rankings. So with that being said, this is the Phenom and the Vice President of the Rhode Island chapter of the Yes Movement, Mike Bullock, saying thank you all very much for listening to us, and of course you know the routine. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah, throw it up Fortune 4 style. Bye for now. Have a very Merry Christmas, everybody. And of course, as Anthony Florio always likes to say, God bless and be good to each other. So, that being said, Florio, take us home.
Will do, my brother, will do. Of course, we want to thank you all so very much for tuning into this edition of the Wrestling Forum tonight. Of course, special shout-outs to all of our tremendous fans out there who continue to make the Wrestling Forum and Strictly Sports as ridiculously over as they are. We appreciate it as always from the bottom of our hearts. We can't thank you all enough. You are the best fans in the world. Enough said there. Of course, special shout-out as always to Dee Dee Woodson, Kevin, and the family. As always, the first family of our show. Of course, our other super fans, Matt Ward, Jason Hickson-Baugh, Daniel Luttrell from the UK. Hope all is well with all of you out there. And, of course, Derek Ferreira, the hardcore pipe bomb, couldn't be with us tonight. Social media ambassador for the final time this season on Monday Night Football, and he had a damn good one tonight with the Broncos and the Bengals. I mean, 4-star game, no question about it. Bengals winning that tonight, which clinched the New England Patriots' home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs, much to the delight of Michael Bullock, and I know Derek Ferreira as well, and all the Patriot Nation out there. Of course, we definitely will have more on that Friday night. Of course, not just Derek Ferreira, but Michael Fletcher worked late tonight. Unfortunately, work commitments got him again. Couldn't be with us tonight. Hopefully, he'll be with us Friday night for Football Friday. We're hopeful for that. I mean, this is one of those times I'm hoping we'll have the whole band together for that show. We're really hoping for the whole band to be there because it's Week 17. It's the big show right there. We'll get more into that in a moment. So, Michael Fletcher, shout out to you as well. Our Cerebral Viper, obviously. And, of course, the rest of our crew, Tommy Souza, original member of our Brotherhood, Eric Carrier, Jimmy Alden, Albert Aderson, Rob Parsons. They know who they are. And, of course, I'll save the rest of my shout-outs for Friday night on Football Friday, and of course, future content coming up. Friday night, obviously, probably around 10:30 or so. It's going to be Strictly Sports Football Friday, Week 17. This is it. We're going to get into all the matchups. Unfortunately, we'll also be talking about those dud enhancement games, those meaningless games. We'll get into those as well. But we'll definitely be focused on the playoff preview matchups, no doubt about that. And, of course, no question about it, another shake-up-ridden power rankings, as usual. I mean, what's a power rankings without shake-ups, obviously? And there's going to be quite a bit of them, I'm sure. So definitely tune into that 10:30 Friday night. And then, of course, big week next week. Of course, next Monday night, of course, Wrestling Forum. We're going to be recapping the final Monday Night Raw of 2014. I said I had big news on that. Edge and Christian are going to be running the show next week. E and C. Oh, we're definitely looking forward to that. That's going to totally reek of awesomeness. I mean, big Edge and Christian mark. I mean, I love these two guys' body of work. I mean, I'm still sad that Edge had to retire 3 years ago in his prime. Oh, by the way. I mean, I'll never forget the 4 to 5 star classic matches he used to have, especially the matches with John Cena. Those were the ones that stood out to me. But he had so many great matches over the years. And it's going to be so great to see Edge and Christian, do their thing and do their shtick. I mean, I was a big fan of it during the Attitude Era. Not only are they very funny, but they were also very fun to watch in the wrestling ring. So great to see those two next week. Definitely looking forward to that. And then, of course, the following night, Tuesday, December 30th, that's our big show, our first ever Wrestling Forum Awards show. I mean, Match of the Year, Diva of the Year, Superstar of the Year. I mean, so many things we're going to be giving out awards for. And, of course, Power Rankings, of course, our top 10 matches of the year and our top 10 pay-per-views of the year. And when it comes to the pay-per-view of the year, I wonder what that could be. Oh, yeah, I think it could be a little bit of a spoiler alert. I think it's going to be the first pay-per-view to ever garner a perfect 10 rating in the history of our show. I don't think I need to say anything else other than that. So, and then there you go, Tuesday, December 30th, Wrestling Forum Awards, time to be determined. I know Derek Ferrera will probably have the final say on that, obviously. So, all right, and of course, before I wrap up, I just want to share in Michael Bullock's sentiments. Of course, he made all the great points there. Christmas is the most beautiful family holiday of the year. It's not about the presents. It's not about Santa Claus. It's not about the dinner with all the trimmings, as great as all those things are. It's all about, spending time with your family and loved ones and appreciating, everything they do for you on a daily basis and, giving back and saying thanks and everything else. So enjoying each other's company and, that's what that's all about. That's what Christmas is honestly all about. So, of course, yes, the presents and Santa and the dinner with all the trimmings they're all delightful, but let's face it. I mean, Christmas is all about the family and all about the love and everything else. So that's all there is to it. Michael Bullock pretty much spot on that. So stole my thunder on that, but I'll give him credit where it's due. So all right, that's gonna do it for this edition of the Wrestling Forum. We thank you all so much for tuning in, and until Friday night for Strictly Sports Football Friday, this is Ridiculously Over Anthony Florio for the Phenom Michael Bullock and our special guest Dee Dee Woodson. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah, throw it up Fortune 4 style. Have a great rest of the week, everybody. Have a very Merry Christmas indeed. And we'll see you all Friday night for Strictly Sports Football Friday. And until then, you've been watching the Wrestling Forum right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube.com. Bye for now, my friends. God bless, and be good to each other.